Hey, what's going on? It's Ryan at Intersection Records. We are here in Kansas City in front of the memorial to Charlie Parker. Charlie Parker is from Kansas City, Kansas. He was born on August 29th, 1920. His nickname is Bird for his ferocious appetite, loved chicken, and his friends called him Yardbird. He called it Yardbird, and that name kind of stuck. He's kind of an inventor of a style of jazz called bebop, which kind of took over for his swing movement. He's famous for his improvisational skills, and really changed the way the saxophone was played. And everybody that followed him kind of, in a way, became a disciple of him. He was an innovator and a legend, and a virtuoso. He says that for a 3 or 4 year period when he was a teenager, he would practice 15 hours a day. And think about that. That gives you your 15,000 hours, influenced by the Count Basie band. Again, bringing in the bebop era, playing the song Cherokee, he realized that the 12 semitones of a chromatic scale can be played melodically in any key. Okay, here he is with Dizzy Gillespie. Ultimately, he, as a teenager, is touring. He goes to the Ozarks, where he's involved in an automobile accident. He breaks 3 ribs, fractures his spine, and is given morphine to overcome this injury. And really, that starts a lifelong addiction to opioids, which ultimately, as we'll get to, kind of spells his demise and really tortures many that follow him in the jazz world, including his contemporaries like Miles Davis. Some of his famous haunts in Kansas City, here we are, here's another picture of him, was the Reno Club, where Joe Jones, he played with Joe Jones. Joe Jones threw a cymbal at him because he wasn't playing well. And this made Parker practice even more. And again, like I said, 15 hours a day, that takes lots of dedication. By the time he comes out of this, he has mastered this instrument. He goes to New York. He starts playing with Dizzy Gillespie. He starts playing with Max Roach. They invent the style of jazz called bebop, which again, you're going through chord changes faster than ever. You're able to improvise over those changes. Again, in 39, he moves to New York City, meets Dizzy in 40, actually in Kansas City, comes back to New York, plays with them. When he's back in New York, he's playing with Thelonious Monk, he's playing with Charlie Christian, he's playing with Kenny Clark on drums. Famously, in 1940, 1945, December, he goes out to LA, where they do a swing through the LA West Coast tour. Instead of flying back to New York with the rest of the band, he sells his ticket and uses the money for heroin, at which point he famously sets his bedroom on fire in the hotel and runs around the lobby intoxicated and naked, where he is then committed and thrown into an insane asylum or mental hospital for 6 months. Kicks his habit, but goes back to New York and brings that habit right back up. By now, he is playing with Miles Davis, you can see there. You can see a young Roy Haynes in the background. Put this in perspective, Roy Haynes is 98 and it's still alive and still playing at a high level. I saw him in Rhode Island at the Newport Jazz Festival about 15 years ago. It was fantastic. Some of famous recordings, on the Savoy label, Charlie Parker with strings, Just Friends, April in Paris, Summertime, the 1952 album Bird and Diz, Jazz at the Massey Hall in 1953 with Dizzy Gillespie, Charles Mingus, Bud Powell, and Max Roach. Of course, so we have Billy's Bounce off the Savoy label, Now's the Time, Coco. These are just some of the famous hits. Unfortunately, on March 12th, 1955, at the Stanhope Hotel in New York City, he's found dead. It's said that he had pneumonia and a bleeding ulcer, but he was also in advanced stages of cirrhosis, and they say that he may have had a heart attack too. The coroner's office, when they saw the body, estimated that he was between 55 and 60. Charlie Parker was 34 years old when he died. He is a legend. Check out my channel, subscribe to my channel. Again, rest in peace. Bird, you are the man, and peace out. We'll talk to you later. See ya.